Good morning and welcome to FYI. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We trust that you guys are great. We really do hope you guys are great and all is well with you. We trust that the night behind us, folks, was well. It was good to you and you guys are up early and you're out. Good to see Beatrice Selby. Good to see Sybil James and Vashti Magnot. Yvonne Rodriguez. Good to have each and every one of you there, folks. Really good to have you. And guys, we love having each and every one of you with us. Ensure we ain't wasting time this morning. Ensure as you guys come on, we are shared back to your profiles. We are shared back to your pages. Guys, we are so happy that you folks are here with us. We wanted no other way. We wanted no other way. Good to have you, Beatrice Selby, as we said. Unika Brahma Pali. We see you as well. And we're going to ensure that, well, at least I'm going to try to ensure that we're shared to all the right places as well, guys. Good to have each and every one of you. Welcome again, folks. It's the first day of July. Believe it or not, it is the first day of July. June has left us. It has fled. We hope that all of the goals and so on that you guys had set for June, you've accomplished them. If not, that you are hot on the heels of that in terms of accomplishing those goals and dreams, your vision, whatever you had set before you to do in June. We hope that you guys get the opportunity to complete that at least early in this month and get the opportunity to move ahead on that front. And we're just ensuring that we are shared to all the correct places at our end, guys. Good to have you folks here. Sherwin Smith and Desiree Simon, Liverpool. Desiree, how are you doing? Solana Khan, good to see you. And I see Sonia Sargent, Claire Capel, Marlon King, and John Barnes. Guys, I'm so privileged to be here with you. And of course, my co-host is going to be with us very shortly. You know, some mornings I start, some mornings she would start the program. That's how we do. Mix it up sometimes. Mix it up. Pull up a cup of something. What are you guys going to have with us today? Pull up a cup of something, a bowl of something, some porridge, some cereal, some tea, some tea bag tea, some Milo tea, some coffee tea. What are you guys having this morning? You're having bread, you're having some toast. What are you guys having? An omelette? Let us know. A donut. You know, I was thinking about some curry early. We got to do what we got to do, folks. We ain't getting any younger. YOLO! You only live once. Or once is enough. Once you do it right. Once is enough, they tell us, guys. Once we do it right. Good to have you guys here with us. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share, and smash that emoji button as well. Make the emojis look good, folks. It's over 200 of you already watching us from our end. Good morning to the folks joining us on Twitter. Good morning to the folks joining us on LinkedIn or YouTubers. Good morning to each and every one of you guys. You're joining us on Facebook. Y'all fast. That's what the crazy app for the blue app, the better app. Onessa Wardine, good to see you as well. And Don Barnes, Paulette Hawk Kippins. Really great to see you. Good to see Desmond Harris. Good to see Marva Jacobs. Says she's having bacon sausage. Beams, Marva, please. Beams. You know, I done lose Sharita there already. Once you said Beams, I've already lost Sharita. Beams. Vidisha GT. Good to have you, Vidisha. And I see John Barnes. Margaret is here. Margaret Nelson. Good to have you. Warren Figuera is not going to be with us this morning. Warren is traveling. He's taking his daughter to Disney. She's been performing well academically, and he's going to be joining us perhaps tomorrow. But you guys are here, and we are so happy about that. We wish Warren safe travels. He's in flight right now. You know, we know your business. Alana Chang, is it Port Kaituma? Rock and come in, Alana. Vidish and Jonna, David. I see Beatrice Selby here. June Chase is here too, and Paulette Bacchus, Savitri Prasad. Guys, really good to have you. Good to have Magnell Barrow here too. Y'all are such lovely people. June Chase. Look how y'all rocking and come in. Christina Baker, David Wood, Rachel Wolford. Folks, I had a fantastic birthday, and you guys know we've been asking you guys to support us. We know that, you know, so many of you have been so kind and to wish me a happy birthday yesterday. So many of you were so kind to do that. And it really has meant a lot. You know, your kindness and your generosity and all of those good things. it has meant the world to me. And as we do that this morning, as I reflect on my birthday this morning, I really want to say thanks to all of those persons, to all of your well wishes, and those of you who didn't get a chance. So we are, like halfway to where we need to be responsible for our the bills and all of the services we incur at this end to do these programs like FYI and Below the Belt, and also In the Ring and our website Credible Sources. You all need to check that out. We got some stories that we're going to put up later on, some news stories on our website Credible Sources. And it costs a tiny penny to do all of this, guys. It does. It really does. And that's why we've been asking you guys to come on board and support us. If you haven't had a chance to do so as well, to please support our platforms. We are available via Cash App, as you know. If you want to say, a happy belated birthday, this is a good way to do it. Make a donation. We can tell you guys how much to give. It's up to you. But we're available via Cash App. We're available via Zelle. We're available via PayPal and MMG as well. I'm gonna keep reminding you guys, perhaps for the next 48 hours. Lots of you come and you enjoy the content of the programs. You have a good laugh. You get news and information, infotainment, and we just asking you guys to help us, as you usually do. Help us to get to where we need to go in terms of our monthly responsibilities at this end, to keep the wheels turning here. For your information, FYI, Below the Belt, all of it goes to that. So guys, we're available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG as well, MoneyGram and Western Union. And the graphic is pinned on my Facebook page. It's Sharon Avery Duncan. And if you guys need additional information, you can WhatsApp us. You know that 627-6963 is the one WhatsApp number we have. And also that is our MMG number. So guys, we beg your indulgence in that regard to partner with us to make a donation so that we can keep our programs going and so good to see so many of you, Jennifer Bob and Sabat Rizal, Carl Miller, and Janet Andrews. Jarita is powdering her nose, if you must know, and she's going to be here shortly. Deshaun Alexander, she got to make sure that she looks fleck and everything is on point. She's going to be joining us shortly. She's rocking and coming in. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. iCandy, Lisa, good to have you. iCandy says, Jurita, good morning, my loves. I can take that. Sharon and the Sharon and the FYI family. Good morning, my loves. I like that. I can take that. Selena Khan, thanks for your well wishes. Selena says, happy birthday. Thank you so much for your well wishes. Selena, it means a lot. Alia Waldron says, we will write Muhammad to donate 5 million. You do what you got to do, Alia. You do what you got to do. Nobody's stopping you. Do what you got to do, right? The bills got to be paid. We got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the doors open, folks. Cheryl Mingo and Donna McDonald, Marilyn Lorimer, good to have each and every one of you. I see also, who do we have? Colin Sandy is here as well. And I think Judy is going to rock and come in. So we hold 1 second so we can do it. With your friend here. So Judy is coming on. And we are so happy I have my co-host with me this morning. She's going to come on. You're going to hear the chairs moving. Apologies there. In the meantime, share the live, smash the emoji button. Ingrid Moore and all you other good folks, Ann King and such and so forth. Right? Judith is in a blue mood still from yesterday. Right? Vanessa Murray is here, and I see Ingrid King, Ann King, all the Kings here, your majesties. Marilyn Thomas, of course, is here. Marilyn says she hopes I had a wonderful dinner. I had a superb dinner. Thanks for asking. Superb. Couldn't ask for more. Just could not ask for anything more. Right? Couldn't ask for more.
Yes, guys. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Let's get back to regular.
Look who we have here with us.
Now that we're back to regular programming.
Regular programming.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing this morning? My apologies for being late for the very first time ever.
I see Julia has her tea plain this morning.
It's water.
Oh, it's water. I thought it was something new.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Because I know you're chasing a diet and so on. I thought it was something new.
I'm actually just got some water because when you're running late, your skin kind of like I feel a little overheated. So
I see.
I just wanted something to cool me down at the moment. But
I see.
Good morning, guys. Sharon has already done the welcome to FYI part.
Welcome. You could do it again.
Welcome to
So
FYI.
nice. Do it nice. Do it twice for those persons now joining us. So nice. We can
You
do it
know,
twice. No trouble
and
there.
it's the 1st of July, so
It is the
it's
1st
for
of
me
July.
it's
We were
a
talking
big
about that.
that's
It's
a
gone. It's
very
gone.
big deal.
Past half year.
July has
Mm-hmm.
lots of in store for me, and I just plan on taking this month a little more easy. Hopefully, it doesn't run by so quickly,
Yeah.
But take a
Yeah.
little easy. A lot to get done. Half of the year already completed. We're through with June, and so
Believe it or not. Believe it
it's
or not.
crazy because
Believe it or
in
not.
the next 6 months we're going to be through completed with 2022. So
Mhm.
it's a lot for you to sink in, because
Yeah.
all of those
Yeah.
2022, the year plan and those resolutions and so forth, if it's not anywhere far, you got to really put some pip in your step
Pick up the pace.
with that,
Pick up
because
the pace.
we're already in July,
Yeah.
guys, and once you get into this July, I know there's 2 months
Yeah.
holiday. Oh, and I have to say, at this point in time, I have to say, I have to give my congratulations to all the folks that all the young people who have completed the CSEC examinations.
Yeah.
I know that was
Respect and manners.
quite an experience.
Lots of parents are waking up realizing I'm in a different phase now with this
Very
child.
different phase,
With this
because
child.
you are done
Jurity
with.
inclusive.
I am, yeah, because you're done with the whole, getting them off to school every day, making sure their assignments are done and so forth. And now you're at a point of debating whether or not, you send them off to university, whether or not you just try for the sixth form, a level which makes more sense and all of that. So that's the phase I'm in right now. Or whether or
Correct.
not you should send them off to start off working early. So, oh my goodness. So it's overwhelming to me. This is my very first child that is out of secondary school, and it's a whole big deal whether or not you should just have them start a small business. I am very keen on saying that a small business, business is the way to go for a lot of young people
look
there.
story here. Ganesh Mahipal, Member of
Oh
Parliament,
boy.
saying there hail up big people to reach out finance. Some of y'all disrespectful. Some of y'all disrespectful. Very much so. Hail up big people. You can just say hail up Jurita and Sherrod. Yeah? Come on.
If Terry
You
Ramchal doesn't like me at all. I don't know why.
And look, Indrani
Right.
Likram has an important
Someone
comment.
rub him right.
Right? Indrani has an important comment here. Indrani says, and y'all should listen to Indrani, please and thank you. Listen to Indrani.
Ganesh has asked, what's my entire name? Jureta Vanessa Finance. Vanessa is my second name.
Why you want all of that?
I don't know.
Huh? Why you want all that? So Miss Likaram, Indrani says, if you all give $1,000 to this program, we don't need 5 million from anybody else. As a matter of fact, let me quote what Indrani said. Come on, FYI family. If we all send 1,000 GT dollars or $5 to support this program, it would help. Let's push the people who inform us on what's going on. Some of us drink out more than that. Indrani, tech win this morning. Indrani, Likaram, tech win this morning. You tech win. Folks,
oh my goodness,
we're still asking you guys to support what we're doing here. And if you want to say happy birthday, happy belated birthday, whatever you want to say, post birthday, so on, make a donation. And this graphic you see here is pinned to my page on Facebook.
Listen, one of the most amazing examples I can say of the people pushing the work in terms of funding and so forth was done through the Obama administration. Well, through the Obama campaign, rather. I know the Acorn organization was one of those organizations, but had a door-to-door.
Bernie Sanders as well.
Donate. And the Democrats have basically revolutionized the process when it comes to the way in which the public actually aids to fund, political movements and so forth, because you gotta be quite honest with it.
And I tell folks here,
it takes a few dollars
exactly.
To get around.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice if you could throw some water in the gas tank and get from point A to B. Maybe come there. It'd be nice if you could do that, but it actually takes some money to do it.
As strange and as crazy as it sounds, we have gotten as far as we are right now as a country. And like I always say, corruption has been so dominant in the country, 23 years. And now again, you're seeing so much corruption and all of that.
Yeah.
People actually believe that a lot of politicians should go the other route. If you're not doing donations, what are they doing? If they're not guys, listen, you need to
Yeah.
look at politicians'
But this is how it's
salary
done.
and actually
This is how it's done.
understand
This is how it's done.
distinguish, the way in which they're being funded altogether.
Yeah, yeah. This is how it's done, folks. I don't know if you guys realize it, but we do 17 programs here per week. 17,
Yeah.
1 7. It's 3 per day, and then you have the 2 on the weekends, the 2 podcasts on the weekends. 3 5 15, 2 on the
Yeah.
weekends is 17.
Yeah.
17 programs per day,
Consistency. I think consistency is key.
per
and
week rather.
Consistency is key, and I think we're working on the back end to make sure that we make things easier for you guys,
Yep.
so that it's going to be easier for persons to partner, and the commitment. The work is not solely left at your end to make sure that you get up and have to go through any tedious process of actually making a contribution. It's something that's going to be more simpler at your end. So we're working on that, but in the meantime, you got to bear with us to make sure that we are
Yep.
still on air. Okay.
Correct is right. Correct.
We're
So
doing our part.
17 programs per week, 68
Mhm.
per month, 816 per year. That's the work we do.
Mhm.
As Indrani Legram says, to keep folks informed,
Yeah.
right? Because of course, informed citizens can make informed decisions, informed choices, and so on. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, folks. Rita,
Yes.
you
very
got anything
much
on the
so.
morning papers today?
Well, we do. I was scanning the morning papers, and I have to say that it wasn't one of those pleasing days for
Mhm.
me, because even yesterday, as we left, I knew that some of the things that would have been popping up. Nevertheless, one of the things that I want to touch on, because I did touch on it some bit since the program started, is on the trust and simple matter. And trust and simple, it says here you get some 11 years for raping a sex worker.
Yeah.
And guys, you would have remembered me speaking about this story, because it's one that was that I followed very closely. I read every word, everything that went on with our case. And this is a situation in which a taxi driver actually picked up the sex worker. She said that she willingly went with him and she said that she was a sex worker. She willingly went with him, but when she got to his place, the request that he was making for sexual activities wasn't something that she wanted to comply with. And then when she refused to do that, she said that just keep your money, whatever. I'm just gonna go and leave like that. And then he forced himself on her to the point of sexual violence and all of those. And then she had to literally escape by jumping through his window. And then he proceeded. He went after her, and she was naked, running through the yard. And then he got a pipe with something in it, and was beating her in the yard until she had to jump over the fence. And somebody on the street had to read very,
Yeah.
very
We got some sick folks with that,
gruesome details in
Got
that
some sick folks with
situation.
that.
But as we're seeing right here, right now the I think it's a 12-man jury actually made actually came with that guilty verdict, and he got 11 years in jail. For
Let
me,
him go and
11
reflect
years
on
is-
his reflect on his actions.
Yep. Whether or not that's enough, we don't know.
Reflect on
But
his actions.
let's
right?
see, and hopefully he has some work done there to reflect on that indeed.
Imagine all of that is in somebody's mind, and then you're acting it out. You want to act it out on somebody in that
But,
in that way.
What I was thinking about is, like, so many times as a woman, you would get to like when it comes to persons out there, females in general in Guyana going out there, you call a taxi, and you feel that you're in safe hand, that you're in some safe, competent hand. You don't know the level of evil.
Look what happened in
that
Burbage
is in-
recently
that
with
is
that
in the
young
mind of-
with that girl who took her life.
Exactly.
Right?
With that little schoolgirl and that case altogether, you don't know these people, and that's why we have to be very careful. And we have to be very careful also with the influences that is coming through technology as well. People are being exposed to things that they never even thought existed before.
And
we have to be
you have to
very
be careful, and
responsible.
one wonders really how much, because in that case of Burbage, I think she knew that driver, somebody who she knew from plying that
I did see
right?
reports of that.
But it doesn't help. It doesn't not help to be extra careful. Like you say, if you're going out, make sure it's a registered taxi service. For instance, you send the car number to somebody, that kind of thing. You let people know generally where you're going, what time you expected there, and all of that. And I don't know if it's you were telling me or someone else recently. They said there is a code, for instance, if you go out with someone and the person is not treating you well, how to ask for help. Somebody said you go to the bar and you say, could I have you call a particular name, and that means you want assistance from the bartender, maybe to say somebody wants you on the phone or something like that, and you can get a quick escape, or they can come and interrupt you, and something like that. That you need. There's some code. You go to the bar and you say to the bartender, could I get a Mary? And that is code for the means I need help.
Okay. Well, what I can say about
Something
that
like
is
that.
that's definitely not effective, because as a woman, this is the first I'm hearing of that.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to check and see if our bartenders are actually aware of a code like that. And, and if there's information going out of a code like that, then everybody's going to be aware, and the victims and perpetrators all together. I think we have to get. I think what we're seeing here with the 11 years is a good step. It's a good step. To
strong signal. 11 years is a little bit to me.
The consequences has to be
because
strong.
of
I
the
always say
brutality of that. Not only the assault, the sexual assault, but the violence and all of that. Someone has to jump through a window and you're pursuing her in the yard and you're beating her and all of that.
Yeah, but then what was more damning about that case in particular, and like I said, I read every details of this particular case. Because one of the things that struck me, it literally make you get goosebumps, and so is that the neighbors then reported after that time and time again over the year, they would have heard screams coming from within his house,
and
that
that is sad part too,
thing to think about.
That we don't drill down to maybe put out some PSA out there to say, have you been affected by this? Because sometimes he needs to be serving more than 11 years.
Well, I do believe one of the things that I do believe is that we need to have a sex offenders register. I know that is in the US, but I think in Guyana, in our population, that's less than 1 million people. I know we have, this is a census year, and the details may be a little different now. But in our country, with a small population like this, I think it's absolutely necessary for us to have a sex offender register. Once someone has been convicted as a sex offender, they are there. And everyone knows, and it should be a public register that people can go onto a sex offender register online, a site on for Guyana, and see them. Let everybody know, so you will be aware that these are the persons, and this is their offense. We can't, and these are the things for me. Those are the things that you have to do in order to curb the issue altogether.
FYI Online says every female needs to have pepper spray and a taser in the bag.
Well, I'm not sure about the legal process. I don't want to give myself liberty.
Michael Gittin says that
spray, I know that you can.
Guyana 911 needs to work.
Well, we have a long way to go with that also, but definitely the 911 has to work, and also people need to be responsible, because I know there were a lot of complaints that persons were making prank calls to the 911 line.
Sion Butter says neighbors hearing screaming and then call the police.
I'm telling you,
he's a serial rapist.
That's how it came over to me too. But
it
was most ridiculous, that particular case. And guys, you can go read about it, Trust and Simple. You can go, there's so much information online by all the media houses.
I can agrees with you. I can says, have a register, because too many mature men are taking advantage of the system.
Yeah, and when you see you have that, people may have to exempt themselves from public office at the end of things, because there may be some of them popping up even in that list that wants to run for public office, and probably ran and is in public office right now. We have to get to a point that we hold the society, holds people accountable for these gruesome actions altogether. And especially when it comes to sex offenders and if persons know the psychology of it, they would know that how difficult it is. It's easier, I believe at one point in time, some bit of writers, it's easier for somebody that kills someone to move away from murder than it is for a sex offender to remove himself from that type of behavior. It's a very, very vile action altogether, and I think that's the direction we should push in when it comes to having.
And I hope too that somebody who is incarcerated like that is still getting some interventions.
Exactly. Because after 11 years, they need to be able to be at a space that you can trust the course, that they can be reintegrated into
because he
society.
goes back to driving taxi or what have you, and it's business as usual.
After 11, come on, right?
Business as usual.
Because what stops, and that is moving away from him now. What stops a person that is for example, a serial rapist and so forth? We have read, there's so many examples out there that people that are serial rapists and so forth, and they get to the point when they get to killing a first victim, and then may move to a second and a third and a fourth. right? So we have to have mechanisms. And I always say, as a country, as leaders within a country, you have to be progressive in your thinking, and you have to be proactive and not reactive to these situations. You don't want to wait until you say, oh, well, he used to do this thing long. And so have the register, make it available, let persons be able to go and see who these people are. You may save a lot of young women in the process.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
Yeah,
Correct is
so
right.
that's one of the things that I know that
What
came
else we
out
have? What else we have
very, very much
in the morning
started.
papers?
Well, East Coast protests, as shocking as it is, as it is, Mr. Duncan, East Coast protest is always there in the morning paper since it happened.
Yeah.
Biggest
Kite
issue.
Show's, not Kite Show, Chronic
Stavro.
editorial is dedicated to that, blaming the police force for not being able to contain that protest, making a lot of accusations there too. I was named there too, as not they didn't mention, for instance, that the guy who made the comments about Irfan Ali has some mental challenges, but again, I was supposed to have reprimanded him, and I keep saying to folks, in the chaos of last Tuesday morning, a lot of people were saying a lot of things, and our ears weren't always trained in the direction of the camera, right? And a lot of things, when I listen back to that recording, we did not hear who were covering it. For instance, I didn't even realize until looking back, Globe Span, for instance, pulled our feed and was showing it on their site, and is looking back at it again. Then I realized that that man again stepped in front of the camera somewhere in the vicinity of Enmore and was talking some other stuff too, right? You cannot, hear everything everybody say in an environment like that. You just can't.
That's impossible.
Right?
There has
You
been
just
no,
can't.
There has been no.
Right? But what we do know now is that the gentleman has been arrested, and we know he has a history of mental illness.
Yeah, well, I don't think
That's
that's
the outside of that,
how
but
you-
that's not palatable for people to talk about, right? But that issue there is still a relevant one, and I agree, and we've said it here, that there was a total breakdown in what the police force should have been doing on Tuesday morning. All we kept seeing, and I kept reporting, they were pulling back and pulling back and
When
pulling
it
back.
comes to the Monrepo market, I was specific. You would remember I came on here Wednesday morning, and that's the first thing I said. I said that could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. And as I looked at the live feed with the folks coming down, I keep asking, why isn't the police putting up a bar? Why aren't they stopping folks before they get to that point? And I'm looking at the map and I'm saying they're going to get to the market area. And why are you not stopping them before they got to that area? So that for me is a big issue. You can't tell me that, oh, you awful law and order. People are saying that they called and tell them, they're calling asking for police protection and all of that. But you're going to allow it to get to there to see what unfolds after. That's how I saw it, and I'm very much unhappy with that bit of response from the police.
Yep. Do we have anything else in the morning paper?
No,
Anything else?
Not. I think we can go straight into the international aspect of what's
because
going
believe it
on.
or not, folks, look at what's happening, and this is really, really sad.
Oh, yes,
These
my
are
goodness.
Guyanese who live in Canada. 2 women have been stabbed to death, Anne Marie and Jasmine Reddy. And there's another family member who was injured too, both in this assault. And the police response with, Catherine Reddy was shot by police in process of staving off the perpetrator. And of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Guyanese community in Canada, their family locally. That's some of what's going. That's some of what transpired in Canada just recently. Very, very sad. Again, Anne Marie Reddy, who was shown here, and Jasmine Reddy, her daughter, barely 13.
Yes. No,
Right?
15.
15.
Yeah. Very, very young. This story, and one of the most, oh goodness, and the most bizarre and as crazy as the situation is, the 19-year-old that actually survived, because it was 3 of them there when they got started. The 19-year-old that survived, Catherine was also shot by the police when they opened fire on the suspect. And so Catherine, we hear, rooting for you to make sure that you come through this. Very, very sad day for the family. 2 persons lost their life. You can't begin to imagine how devastating this is altogether. But a 21-year-old committed this act.
Correct.
A 21-year-old.
And the fact again remains, we got some sick folks, right? sick folks, sick in mind, as in literally sick. Mental health is real. We don't have all the information as to what led to that, but clearly that is the very gruesome.
Yeah.
I mean, a 21-year-old can fathom. I can stab these folks here.
Correct.
Right, and as Julie said, we hope Catherine pulls through, and our thoughts and prayers go to the family of the bereaved, and Marie and the other family members. Yeah, very, very sad. That being said, some other issues we are tracking. Rachel, this is gonna appeal to you because I know you know the Minister of Education here in Anguilla, and there has been 2 resignations, and you know there might be more coming. This is in Anguilla folks, Kyle Hodge and Deanne Kentish Rogers. They have resigned for the APN government. That's the name of the political party that's in power. The acronym for the name of the political party, and they have resigned. And it's due largely to a tax measure that the government is about to implement, that they and the constituents, right? They and the constituents believe does not serve the best interest of the Anguillans, among some other issues that they're looking at.
But first, I have to say, I haven't had a chance to actually dig into the fine print of what is going on here, because I do know that as is being reported at the moment. I know Deanne Kentish Rogers, she would have resigned there. She said whilst in Parliament, she would have made that announcement that she resigned. But I know that the other minister that resigned last week was Kyle Hodge. But interestingly enough, I know Kyle Hodge resigned there from being the Minister of Economic Development, and I think that's one of the portfolio. But it says in one of the report that I'm taking off of Caribbean Loop that that Hodge, who was also in the House of Assembly today, spoke as an independent opposition member. So although resigned from the seat as the minister, still sitting in the Parliament as an independent opposition member. So I know that during the course of the day, I'll reach out and see what other details I can receive from the now former Minister of Education there in Anguilla, Deanne Kentish Rogers. But most interested, I know that she did detail when she made the announcement of her resignation from the post, that she was on the ground. She was speaking to the folks in her constituency. I think it's District 4 or something of that nature. But she's saying that she was speaking to the folks there, and the expectation of them is that she do not sit there and agree with this particular bill.
This is principal politics,
right? And she said
this is principal politics. We got some folks here who just keep quiet. You see wrongdoing, you know it's wrong, you know it's going to hurt the people, but y'all keeping quiet.
Correct.
The policies that are rolling out, some of y'all know it's wrong. You see only 1 set of people, for instance, getting the money, but you're staying quiet. You should take an example from the Anguillans. Take example.
Quite so, and one of the things that I have to say is that even when I went to like her Facebook page, I saw an outpour of support for her in person, saying, and this one particular says, sometimes amidst all the mess and gloom and nonsense, there comes a glimmer of light. Now, while I don't believe the little light will eventually take over the dominant darkness, sometimes we need to embrace the light and what is in the moment, and basically giving praise to the fact that Deanne Kentish Rogers has resigned as the education minister there and standing on a position of principle. That you cannot have the people of
principal
the constituency.
Well, I spoke with one of our viewers who lives in Anguilla last evening on this subject matter, and he was saying it almost goes without saying that both of them should be re-elected, because again, this is what their constituents felt.
But that's what she
should
said.
happen.
So she spoke with them, and this is what they're saying, and she has. And I want to make this point: this is not a minister that has been smeared in any way. I'm speaking specifically to this Minister of Education, Deanne Kentish Rogers. This is not a minister that has been smeared. Her name, good name, has been dragged to the door at any point in time or anything like that. This is someone that has been doing a phenomenal job. She has been bringing forward some very revolutionary modern policies, especially when it comes to the school system. One of the things that we did cover with her is that she was off the bat, dealing with the fact of hairstyle policy within the schools and stuff like that. She's basically saying, just take away the nonsense. Let's get on with the business of the day.
This is 21st century.
World, exactly. It's the 21st century. So she's someone that has gained a lot of respect on the ground. And here she's saying that this particular bill is something that she cannot agree with. And when it comes to the goods and is it goods and service tax, to be very specific, there.
That's what
Yes,
this is.
that is what that is there.
Yeah.
Yes, goods and service tax. And so on that matter of principle, she has resigned.
Yep. And coming closer to home, folks, coming closer to home, this is why we're following at this end here. Irfan Ali, very early in his tenure, went to the Dragon International Airport at building, but 40 years ago under them. And he huffed and he puffed, cannot be business as usual. We can make the airport contract great again. And then Agile went and huffed and puffed, and we're not giving y'all any extension and so on. And then there was an extension. And now there's going to be an extension to the extension.
Well, one of the things that I know about Mr. Agile thus far is that he, no matter how much he
huffed and puffed.
Yeah, basically, no matter how much he does that, he still has to deal with the reality of the ground when it comes to capacity and all of those things, and especially when it comes to overall management and directions given from the level of his office, his very own office. So there's a lot more.
That's a slap in your face.
To expect.
That's a slap in your face because
there's a lot of things just dragging behind when it comes to deadlines, especially coming through that particular ministry.
Yeah. A lot of huff and puffing, but sound and fury. I think the poet says, but symbolizing nothing. Sound and fury.
Definitely so. And one of the things that as I am looking at there, one of the things I'm not pulling it up right here. I can't pull it up there. But even when it comes to the fact that I'm just speaking about the fact that so many things are behind deadline, behind schedule, and all of that, and we have to pull them all together and let the public know at some point in time. But one of the things, and I have to mention it at this point, that actually came as a manifesto promise under the APNU AFC manifesto. And now I'm going to start pulling back a lot of those pieces that was in the manifesto to let persons get the idea, to see the complete contrast in the way in which things are being done right now as opposed to how it would have been happening. Now, one of the things there was to have a quarterly report coming from each ministry, a quarterly progress report coming from each ministry as to how far along they are on the projects that was budgeted for their ministry. So it would have been quite something to see that right now. Every ministry
push down. Let's see
quarterly as to what is the progress of the projects that was budgeted for the ministries.
Now look how Sion Butcher's facetious. Sherrod Irfan do the live yet? This is live from the burial ground.
Oh wow.
You said we are facetious, that's how y'all stay. Yeah, one of the live is done. You think y'all easy? You aren't easy at all.
Well, if that live is done, I can see quite a few persons they run into the clerk of the National Assembly with a motion like of no confidence in the mental state.
Yeah. Y'all different,
So,
y'all different.
And that would be justified.
But talking about cemetery, we're following this as well locally, folks. This is the story involving now we know Nadia Mohammed, the wife of Asruddin Mohammed, was placed on $100,000 bail yesterday as being a party involved in that accident on Mandela Avenue, just off Trench Road, there where this young lady lost her life.
Yeah, very, very sad occasion there. Like we said yesterday, a very, very sad occasion there. And I've seen the videos, like I said earlier, and I have to caution it. I have to caution everyone. You're on the road, let's slow down. We're approaching pedestrian crossing, slow down. You're on bikes, you have to observe the rules and regulations. And guys, I cannot underscore the fact that we have to be safe. Let us gear up. I know the times are hard, it's so difficult, and all of those things. Persons are looking to get by as cheaply as they possibly can at all points in time, as cost effective as you possibly can. We have to be so careful out there. It's a sad day, and my heart grieves for those 5 children with.
And on the podcast yesterday when we were on, we got that statement out of T. Muhammad's, the
Oh
Muhammad's
yes, we
family,
did get
which
that.
said that they're going to be committed to whatever the outcome of the investigation, they're committed to giving the family whatever
Support.
support it needs.
To the dependents,
Yeah.
because five children there, and then the man still there in hospital, also getting medical attention and so forth. So we beg and we plead with persons to
Yeah.
be careful on the road
And
when they
I
get
kind
there.
of like what that statement said, and I have no doubt
Mhm.
that the Muhammad family, they're going to do the right thing. It says that whatever the outcome of the
Mm.
investigation, we are committed to supporting this
Yeah,
family.
basically they're saying at the end of the investigation, regardless of whether who was in the wrong or
Yeah.
whatever has come out in that piece, they are
Yeah.
committed
That's
to
thoughtful of them.
that.
Very
So
thoughtful of
yeah,
them.
it is extremely
Right?
thoughtful.
And that's what you got to
We
do
have to give
sometimes.
credit
Yeah.
where credit is due.
Yep. Yep. So that's some of what we are following there. What else do we have this morning? This other very sad story coming out of Babis. Folks, we talk about there being some sick people out there.
We spoke yesterday,
Lord have his
we
mercies.
spoke about the two issues that we
Lord
have
have
here
his
in our country when
mercies.
it comes to the
Lord
road
have his mercy.
carnage and also
Yeah.
when it comes to domestic violence.
Yeah. The nation
And-
learned yesterday that
Mhm.
Kanji hairdresser Donalisa Parks was strangled. That's what the report is telling us. She was found wrapped in a plastic bag. We're hearing in some reports as well, in Berbice there. And a soldier of the Ghana Defense Force is being detained right now in connection with this. Quite sad. She left, according to the information we have, to get the hair of, so as a hairdresser, fix the hair of somebody in Kanji. When that person was contacted, they said she had contacted them and said she was no longer coming. She was heading someplace else. And that was the last time anybody would have heard from her. And yesterday, her family were alerted to a body being found. And this is the end result of it. You got some, listen to me, you don't put yourself in a bag and strangle yourself. They got some sick people out there, and I don't know if the Ghana police force is thinking about serial killers and like serial rapists and all of that. But something is wrong out there, and too many of our young women are going missing. Too many of them. Something is happening here.
But that's why I said, and I've said it 100 times before on this program. I continue to say, whenever you see a family put out a missing person report, you don't be judge, jury, and executioner online. Whatever is put out there, you take it as is, and everybody should go in the direction of finding that person at all time, regardless of their age. Some people say that, oh well, usually when these things happen, the girl just gone her own way. Whenever you see people are saying that their family members are missing, we take it as serious can be, because they are evil minds out there, like Sharon is rightly saying. There are evil minds out there that family members may know that certain people are around their circle and so forth that they can't trust, and they should not trust around with their loved ones. And we have to do a way better job as a society when it comes to protecting our women. We have to do a way better job. Women are out there being brutalized every single day. And I'm saying it again, that the penalties, this slap on the damn wrist thing, is not going to work. It continues to fester because people believe that they can get around the system. The same system that has in place what should be a zero tolerance process. It has been proven a failure thus far. And I can say that because I've been a part of studies that actually went and speak to victims when it comes to the ease or lack of ease that they have to go through when they're actually going to make a report, and the system
One of our devices ringing. Apologies.
That altogether. It's ridiculous.
We
need to do better.
I think too, I don't know what our intervention mechanisms that we have. So for instance, if you're a guy, but you're getting dark thoughts, whatever, to do stuff like this is what's going through your mind, and then it's acted out. Like where do you go? Who do you talk with? What are facilities available here for you to get the help that you need?
Well, when it comes to illness, and I can say that, we have viewers of all from all walks of life and all of those things. And I can say right now, right here in the program, that you may very well need help from a psychologist and all of those things. But your first action should always be, if something is wrong with you, your mind, your brain there and everything, it's a part of your body. And once something is wrong with any part of your body, you have to go to the hospital. And there are experts there to deal with so many things. You know, there are experts. I know one particular doctor, I can't remember his name. His name is evading me. He goes around to different regions when it comes to mental health issues and all of that. And usually when people hear about mental health issues, they will believe, you know, oh well, if you go and see this doctor, people will believe that you running mad or something. No, no. You know, this whole issue in the way in which we view things have to change. The society need to transform the way in which they're
You know,
thinking in
not
that
everybody
regard.
can deal with the reality, you know.
But there are
Not
medical
everybody, right?
treatment. You know, I know of a particular woman, if I can add this, and I know a particular woman that actually went to that doctor, and he gave her medication because she was at the point she was saying that she was contemplating self-harm, and she was at the point that she could not sleep and all of those things, and he treated her over a course of time, and at the end of that she was good as new, like nothing never happened.
You know,
But if she didn't go and do that, God knows what would have
I think
happened.
about a particular fella that we have here in our country, and sometimes he's doing a live video and he just goes off like that. And I wonder sometimes, you know, if there's help, honestly, if there's help, because some actions aren't natural.
Yeah, sometimes we
You
take
know,
too many things we take and
it's,
we
it's,
make
it's,
it
it's
as
not
a
easy,
joke. You know,
right?
sometimes people laugh at too many things.
Sometimes people aren't coping with reality
Yes,
at all,
exactly.
and that's how that's one of the symptoms of it. And people sometimes need help. You know, you see somebody talking to a call on the phone and they just go from 0 to 120 in under, you know, in the 0.5 of a second. And you think something is wrong there. That's not natural
Man,
behavior.
it's not funny to me,
Right?
because
Somebody just
it's not
starts
funny.
screaming, you know, just starts screaming at a phone and somebody calling them. That's serious story.
But the people need evaluations, definitely, and you need to see certain things as a cry for help, and actually for persons to intervene, for the experts to intervene and give those people the necessary help that they require, because you don't want to get to that point. 29-year-old young woman lost her life there because somebody took it from her.
Something is happening. Something's happening, and we got to respond to this country, because look what else we follow. Look what else is brewing, folks. This is what we're following. Monrepo woman Agnes Dillon, 86, 29, 86, was found stabbed to death yesterday. 86,
Like,
stabbed to death. 29, found in a bag in Barbados. What happened with this country? It's a little bit of we in this place, you know. And this is what we say. This is the other pandemic. This is the kind of thing. This murder and so on, taking more people than COVID-19 in this country, right? But we don't have the same kind of interventions like we have with COVID-19, you know, and that's sad. So our thoughts and prayers go out to both families. Young lady from there in Bobis, and the family of Agnes Dillon as well, you know.
A very extremely concerning things are happening in our society today.
Correct.
You know, I can't look at the report to say, you know, that Agnes Dillon at 86, and then I can't put the word sad to associate with that. This as an extremely concerning, you know, concerning action there by someone. 86-year-old. Stop. 86-year-old. You know, these are the people that are walking around in society, people with the mentality to do something like that. And our society is too small for us not to be able to address it head on. Our society is too small for us not to be able to pull those folks out, whomever they are, from wherever they are. Take the complaint seriously at the level of the police station, so forth, because I'm going to look into this case to see if there were, whomever is the person being accused there, if there were ever reports of this person and threats of violence or actions altogether, because we have to take stock of the gravity of the situation before us when it comes to violence against our women. 86 years old. You should not have to worry about somebody coming to your home to stab you up.
So there's that we're tracking, and the other things that is viewing on the big issue this morning. The big issue. One wonders if Reverend Ali has gone unhinged. You know, we watched that video yesterday about the burial ground and all of that. I wanted to do a live from the burial ground, and you have to wonder. And we're tracking some other stuff that we can be talking about under the big issue. But the topic is, Reverend Ali, is he unhinged? That's the big question today. The big issue: is he unhinged? right? Easy on the hinge.
You know that particular that particular question can be answered by all of you that you're joining the program this morning. All of you can answer that question because you've been following the details. You've been getting it live and direct. You have been very diligent in your research
Yeah.
thus far. I'm so proud of the folks out there that
Yeah.
they know every single
Yeah.
bit of it. They listen very attentively
Yeah.
and they fact check.
Elizabeth Narayana is asking, how can anyone in their right mind stab an 86-year-old?
You can't it's hard to
Right?
move forward the
And then she
conversation
said,
from it.
she says life is too cheap in this country and undervalued. Precisely, too cheap and undervalued. Much too cheap and undervalued. Well, here Irfan is rounding about. All that happening, Irfan rounding about. Stop saying my government is illegal. All the things happening in this country. Right? He want to go and do a live from the burial ground. Stop saying my government is illegitimate. He was talking on the sidelines of the 50th anniversary of the diplomatic relations with China. There was a reception by the Chinese embassy,
right.
and he was talking on the sidelines with Kathy Hughes and I think Kemraj Ramjatan of the AFC, our comrades there, and some other folks from the parliamentary opposition, and they were apparently, imploring him to work more with the opposition.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. And some of it is even constitutional obligations that need to be fulfilled. He says, well, you need to stop saying the government is legitimate. And in this report, credit to Kathy, who said, but look, you might have your disagreements about the last election and what transpired, much like the Americans, the Republicans and the Democrats. They had they had that whole insurrection. We had ours too at Hatfield Street, GCOM, but the Republicans and Democrats are still forging ahead, right? You're not seeing, Biden saying, I'm not reaching with, the leadership of the Republicans unless, and they get lots of Republicans feel as though that election was stolen from them.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of them say that every day, but you got Trump. Biden has to do what Biden has to do.
We say lots, we mean millions of them.
Yeah, Biden has to do what he has to do. But here it is, right? It is easier to go and celebrate with the Chinese, right? But when it comes to meeting with your own people and you want to talk with one Guyana,
when you put them to the
right?
test of the principle of one Guyana.
Stop saying my government is illegitimate.
And we have to be real about why that comes out of their mouths, and the reason why is because it is the easiest diversion that they can have. Why are you not doing this as the constitution demands of you?
Yeah.
Oh, stop saying it's their easiest way out.
It's a cop out.
That's what it is. It's a cop out.
That's what it is.
That's
really.
what it is.
The cop out. That's what it is.
I don't know. Really. We have a strange ringing in the background. One of the devices.
Yeah.
I'm not
Somebody's
sure
devices. Let us locate, please, and silence. We beg of you. Right? We beg of you.
Correct. But I mean, a whole lot was said there yesterday. I'm going to go through that piece of statement a little bit more as the day progressed. But
so there's that happening. There's that happening, Jude. And then there's also the fact that they seem to be plunging headlong into this gas to shore project, and every right-minded, right-thinking expert on this matter said breaks up this matter, because they started out listing a whole host of things that this gas to shore initiative is going to help them to do. Low electricity costs, fertilizer, and all that. They abandoned some of them things. They abandoned some of them things now, right? And the experts are saying this is going to end up like Gaisuko at Skeldon, right? This is going to end up like that. Hold back. No. Then by December, right? They're going to cost attached to it. And it is, we know from what has been happening that it's almost double the cost it started at, right? But they ain't put another cost yet, but they said by December, we're ready to go.
We actually got you got to that part before I did, but one of the things that I did note coming out of Irfan Ali himself when he was speaking there yesterday during that little piece of announcement that he made, one of the things that he did speak about, he was listing the various pillars on which the pillars of development that they're actually going to be working with, infrastructure and social and so forth. But then he said at the very end of listing all that he was listing, he said that he recently added a new pillar a new pillar to this whole composition. He recently added a new pillar. So obviously I'm most interested in listening to what is this new pillar that was recently added. And lo and behold, folks, believe it or not, comment from Irfan Ali, he said the newest pillar that he added was that of mental transformation. Mental transformation. That is a new pillar that was added.
So he's something about the 7th now?
Mental transformation. No, this is coming from the same individual that you moments ago was speaking to the fact that, oh, you stop calling the government illegitimate. The same person is adding a new pillar under the theme mental transformation. All right? We have a long way to go.
I want economic transformation. I want people to get money in their pocket.
We have a long way
Maybe
to go.
people will be less stressed and so on if they get the money in their pocket.
But when we see
some of the needs met, their felt needs and so on.
One of the largest aspects when it comes to mental transformation and the way in which certain aspects, sections of society remains oppressed.
Talk to us.
Is when people make them less confident in their ability to push forward, right? You do not get the opportunity to come and preach about mental transformation when you are part and parcel of an administration that suppresses a large section of society. You do not get to come on that platform. So I am most offended by the fact that is a facade, a new facade. Oh, one Guyana. Oh, this is not helping it. We're going to go with mental transformation. You lead the way. You lead the way when it comes to any form of mental transformation, the way in which you treat people, the way in which your action as an administration suppresses an entire people.
Yeah. I think he's looking in the mirror. I think he's talking to the man in the mirror, right? Because, let the change you want to see in the world begin with you.
You do some research on that terminology.
We know this is an administration. We know this is an administration who has been saying one Guyana. But when you look at the policies, it tells you something totally different. So, they got to look in the mirror with that mental transformation.
No, but I'm taking particular interest into that specific phrase because, guys, you would remember that I consistently tell you that the politics that the PPP knows and the one that they play by the best is that of a psychological warfare. And that there is deep. It is as plain as day, the writing on the wall. You can't ask for more. When you're going to add a pillar of mental transformation, coming from an administration that has perfected the art of psychological warfare in your country, then you need to look at every single decision and every single policy that is structured under that pillar. And I'm not just going to leave it like that because I've been following that particular train of thinking and actions with the administration for quite some time.
Well, last of that might be distraction because the economy, as we talk about the big issue this morning, if an ally is unhinged, when you look at the economy, one of the things they should be having in the foresight is, poor leadership and how they change that. That's the transformation that they need.
Well, one of the things
a leadership transformation, a management transformation.
One of the the go to what they've been consistent with right now when it comes to development. It's coming. You trust the system, trust the process. It's gonna come. You're gonna see it. This is just the beginning. And that is the thought, the dangling of the carrot in front of your face. But these guys getting it now, but you will get it later. Their food cooking now, they're eating now, but later on the next part we can buy, you can get some of the food.
We're seeing here.
That's basically that is continuation.
Yeah, we're seeing here that the mid-year economic report is out, and the only thing we got higher exports of is crude oil, right? That is up. Everything else. Poor. Everything else poor, right? Rice and doing nothing, sugar and doing nothing, right? The non-oil economy, gold and doing nothing.
So they knew that they knew. Listen to me, and I told some folks that.
As a matter of fact, just to be clear, those things are down. The production is down.
Their production is down, and as expected, I said it before. Come on, I've been saying it consistently. You gotta give me some credit for that, guys. You know that I've been saying this consistently. Some folks are gonna pick up later on. They're gonna come and say, "Well, all of these things are down," but I've been telling you from day one. I know my voice is not as popular and big as some other voices, but I've been saying it from day one. From day one, I've been saying you're going to see the continuous decline when it comes to sugar. They're going to come and they're going to blame it on everybody, every single body. The current CEO is their
Yeah.
last target,
Yeah.
when it comes to the blame game with that.
They're gonna fire you
They
just now
know
since he fault.
they're going to fire him since it's his fault or something along that
Yeah.
line. They're going to put somebody new. They may even change the head for guy who
Yeah.
just now
Yeah.
and all of that to try to say, oh well, we're doing our best. They know that there's only one direction it's going to go. Let us see how they handle that. I know the VP seems to be in a different way, in a different way of line and way of length when it comes to Ali.
Yeah.
Because Ali is saying it must
Yeah.
work. It's a campaign
Yeah.
promise, and the VP is telling the people,
Close it down. Close it down.
go look for some
Don't let me.
jobs
Yeah.
of the current time,
Yeah.
basically. So a lot to be said there. Rice production, and I have to underpin the fact that under the coalition administration, the rice production was at its best ever. At its
Yeah.
best ever. They can take that however they want it. The folks there, when you saw the rice farmers on the protest line, and them going out there to try to make sure that they calm them down so that all their venting is not circulated so that you can hear it. Now you know why. Rice production is down there, guys. Everything.
Gold production is down.
going
Rice
down.
production is down. Sugar production definitely is down. And this is why people are hurting in this economy. This is precisely why people are hurting in this economy.
Because
this is why
money incoming
this is why
isn't
the
going down.
protest was about Quindon Bacchus, but it's about other things as well. No justification, of course, for the foolishness that happened by Manipur market, but people are hurting in this country economically, and it's solely because of the very poor management of the current regime.
Mm-hmm.
Very poor stewardship of the economy. You got three people who say they're experts. You got Colasar, a past finance minister. He's in the government helping them out. Jagnew is there. This wizard. But gold and doing nothing, sugar, bauxite, and the rest of it, and doing nothing. Right? He's supposed to be bright. But like brightness is in the age when a 30-watt bulb was a big thing. I don't know. And then you got Ashley Singh. All these people pack up there. And the economy doing no better than if it was FYI alone by himself. And then in health, the same thing. You got Ramsamy, a past health minister. You got Frank Anthony, and you got the other fella too. Berry Ramsaran, three ministers of health, basically, right? And are we better for it? Wasting taxpayers' money.
That's what they're doing.
Wasting
That's
taxpayers'
what they're
money.
doing. But as sad as it is, as reality on the ground, we have to continue to bring you the details because that is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. Good to see Claire Capel joining us. I see Glendon Gordon and Donna McDonald. Karen Smith is here as well. And I see Christopher Harry
This was
Ford.
a nice and easy morning.
Right?
It's because I came in late.
Elizabeth Narayan, and don't get too steady. And Gordon, Sibod, Jasami, and all of the other guys. Elizabeth Narayan says his eyes bright. Oh, Father. Credible information. Sherry Baskin Greenwich has it. Says it best, folks. And that's why we keep on asking you guys. If you guys want any post-birthday, happy birthdays, help our programs to keep going. I got a sneaky suspicion. A lot of people benefit from our program. We see the numbers growing across the programs. We're so heartened by that. And we want to keep going. We want to keep doing this work for you. And that is why we say, don't just say happy birthday, right? And send these programs to bed on an empty stomach, right? Right? Don't let these programs talk on an empty stomach. We gotta keep them going. And that's why we're asking you guys to make a special donation. We are a little bit in the red when it comes to meeting our financial obligations on a monthly basis. We want to come out from that. We're not them kind of people. We pay our bills on time. That's what we're about. And so we're asking you guys to make a special donation. I love all the happy birthdays, but I'd rather have no bills to pay and we owe nobody. Right? Don't only pay attention, Edward Rooms. Right? Make a donation. We got Cash App, we got Zelle, we got PayPal, MMG, and we're available also via MoneyGram and Western Union as well, folks. Please and thank you. Each donation keeps our program going. That's how we stay on. We love folks. Nothing else. And if these programs would run on water, right? I could just look the man who gives us the internet and say, thanks, take a glass of water, The people who help us to keep the lights on, just say thanks. Take a glass of water. Right? I love if that could happen. And I see folks sometimes want to poke fun at us. We understand that when you're ahead people try to knock you off. We understand what it entails. But if y'all can do programs free, we happy for y'all. Tell us what is the model y'all use to do the free programs, right? If y'all got a lot of money in the bank, tell us how y'all did it. We love another model. But to do this, we need your help. Totally publicly funded, and that's why y'all understand the kind of program that we do. You can't go get ads from it. We would love to support us like that. But I know how vindictive this regime is. They know how vindictive it is, and so we totally publicly funded by you and depend on you guys to get from month to month. We've been doing well, but we can do better. We want to know nobody. And who I make laugh after that? I rather ask you guys than do some of the other things some of them other folks doing. You understand? We with investors in living room and them kind of thing and so forth and such. Right? We like to do things the right way.
The correct way. Being public funded gives you the public the mandate.
Yeah. Who vex? You know,
it gives the mandate that you dictate what can and is said on the program, and you don't want it to be funded through any particular individual or organization that would want to dictate what you're saying, because I know that there may be a lot of folks out there that that is wondering why you don't go down that line. There are so many business people, for example. I mean, just be quite frank, you know, a large businesses out there that would love to say we're contributing to the program, but sometimes we prefer to be funded by the public because you don't want anyone to say, "Oh, well, you're funded, so you can't hit at our friend."
I want Joel Ward tell me what to say. You know, people who fund us publicly, and Elizabeth Face, you can tell us, and Dan Graves, and y'all got the right to tell me when we're going wrong. But me want some of them other people. I frighten them. That's our program, folks. For today, that's our time. Make a donation.
It's gonna be quite a long weekend, and I have to say that it's Friday. The TGIF. We're going into the weekends. Be careful and so forth. But Monday's a holiday, guys. Monday's a holiday.
So no show on Monday.
No
show on Monday. We're gonna rest up and come strong on Tuesday. Remember how this Monday is CARICOM Day? I think. Is it CARICOM?
It's 4th of July.
The 4th of July. Yes, it's CARICOM Day. I thought I off. Right, so we're not going to be on Monday, folks, but we're going to be on podcast today. Final program for In the Ring this evening. We have the Square of the we have the Market Square, Sabak Market Square this evening.
Oh yes,
we have some speaking engagement at Sabak Market Square at 6 this evening, but we're going to have In the Ring at 8 as well. Looking forward to seeing some of you guys there, and looking forward to seeing you guys over the weekend. We have the podcast over the weekend, but no shows on Monday. Telling you that up front. CARICOM Day here. No shows on Monday. Thanks, Commissioner Cole. Happy CARICOM Day. No shows on Monday, folks. No shows on Monday. That's my time.
That's our time, guys.
That's our program. Stay safe, folks.
Bye.
Stay safe.